You're listening to the Mechanic.com.au Smoko Sessions, where we put our premier community partners into the hot seat. This week's question is, what is the number one thing mechanics do wrong or that you wish they asked you about? First up is Ian from Bendix Brakes.
Fitting new brake pads to uncleaned or new machined brake rotors and not cleaning the whole braking system down correctly. So when you fit new brake pads, you have to make sure the rotor has been machined or they're brand new rotors.
Steve from DBA.
Don't rush. Value your time and your skills. It's all about preparation and execution. I really don't need to tell the guys how to do their job.
Next up is James from NGK.
So in most warranty cases we receive the spark plugs, the cause of the problem can be traced back to the incorrect torque during installation. All spark plugs have a recommended torque range, and it is vital that these are adhered to. This ensures the spark plug makes a gas-tight seal and can dissipate heat effectively. Both under and over tightening result in overheating of the plug, which leads to plug and potentially engine damage. And if you don't have access to a torque wrench, then you can use the tightening angle method when installing a spark plug. In this method, the spark plug is screwed in until it is seated and then torqued to within a specific angle range. The most common being for a 14mm gasket plug, which is 1/2 to 2/3 the turn. The torque values and tightening angles can be found in our catalogue or on our website.
Thanks, James. Next up is Bryden from Mono Shock Absorbers.
This is a hard one, but in terms of doing things wrong, I think it's about asking us within our category about selling techniques and how we can help them convert that business. We have many materials that can assist in that process, from convincing consumers and also just educating technicians and apprentices on the process of selling and doing shock replacement.
Chris from Exedy Clutch.
Certainly, with that one, it's a tough one. There's not much they can do wrong. I mean, with clutches, they're just, at the end of the day, they're just a big clamp. So what we when we do trade nights and the like, we just implore the mechanics to find the root cause of why the clutch has failed in the first place. I mean, it could be many things. It could be the driver. The driver might not be able to drive a manual. But in a lot of cases, and back to that Subaru fork, there's a lot of external factors that can cause the clutch to fail. It could be hydraulics, and we just ask that the workshops really dig into why that has failed and why it's found its way into their workshop instead of just throwing a clutch at it and sending it on its way.
Definitely. Next up is Johnny from Century Batteries.
Dealing with warranty batteries. Undercharging is the number one cause of early battery failure that is not a fault from the battery, but related to the application and or the conditions the battery is in. Time should be spent with the customer explaining why this can happen, like short runs, stop-start driving, long-term storage, smart alternators, garage cars unlocked and leaving keyless remotes in the vehicle all contribute to accelerated discharge of the battery that reduces service life. Batteries presented under 8 volts are not a warranty and is referred to as over-discharge. As a guide, a battery with a resting voltage of 11.52 volts is 100% discharged. If you get a battery with a voltage around 10.5 volts, the battery could have a dead cell or short, and please consult your battery professional.
Next up is Brandon from Penrite Oil.
Probably using the wrong product that doesn't meet the specification for the vehicle if they're servicing. One of the things that I know that's common in the trade is if the car's out of warranty, then some say, why do you bother using the right specification of product? But you've got to put it down to, if a workshop uses the wrong product on a car, right, on the wrong specification on a vehicle, even if the vehicle is out of warranty, if something goes wrong with the vehicle due to that, then the consumer probably has every right to come back to the workshop or whoever serviced it and said, you put the wrong product in my car. It's akin to I put the wrong spark plug. They don't normally put wrong spark plugs in a car. You don't normally put the wrong oil filter on. You don't normally put the wrong air filter on. You don't normally put the wrong clutch cable in a car. But oil's the same.
Good point, Brendan. Next up is Will from Trico.
I wish we would give up those cheap blades and refills. Look, outside of the handbrake, this is one of the only things that the average customer can actually test and judge a workshop on. And the unfortunate thing with wiper blades is that they all tend to perform well when they're initially fitted. It's the ongoing quality and performance of a wiper blade that's the marker of quality there. So you'll never see it, but you can imagine your customer becoming more and more frustrated with squeaky, shuddering or fast-wearing blades a few months after they paid good money for a service. It reflects incredibly poorly on a workshop, and the price difference is only a few bucks. It's just not worth going with the cheapies on this one.
Jeff from Eiko Filners.
From our point of view, and hopefully this doesn't sound bad, is that it probably give up work to dealerships that they may have taken on themselves. And obviously, DPFs for us has been a big topic where we've been on a path of educating and trying to provide all the resources there so that the automotive aftermarket and the mechanics can have access to the information, so they can have the confidence to not give up those jobs to the OE dealerships. So probably for us at the moment, there's mostly the industry is pretty awesome the way it goes about things, and it has great knowledge. But we like to think that maybe some of those jobs that have always been held sort of as the domain of the dealerships, that hopefully what we would start to see is that they maybe come to us a bit more, maybe get some training and get some of those bigger jobs, and we can make it easier for them so they can make more money.
And finally, James from Nava.
We're not going to pretend to be experts in their field, but you don't know what you don't know, and the best we can do at Nava is provide information for our customers to consume. At Nava, we are ramping up the production of how-to and installation videos, blogs on our products, for example, driving light installations, headlight globe replacements and installations, interior and exterior lighting installations, product demonstrations and other such products. Will the installation videos be helpful to experienced mechanics? Probably not. Will that be helpful for a first year apprentice? Probably. The product demonstrations will feature videos we have in the pipeline, will help all customers when deciding on the right products for their needs.
Thanks, James. Make sure you join us on next week's episode of Smoko Sessions for what is your number one time-saving tip for technicians. We'll see you then.